Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to week 14 of Winning Picks Weekly. As always, my name is John Meleka, co-host of Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. You can find us on our YouTube, Knicks, Jets, etc. period on our YouTube. And Winning Picks Weekly. Just check us out, Winning P Weekly on our Twitter. We're in the Knicks, Jets, etc. YouTube. Hit us up on Apple, Spotify. Let us know your picks. Let us know what you think. Otherwise, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, Greg?
Dude, I'm doing great. Ready for another week. We both had phenomenal weeks. The week of Thanksgiving, we didn't record because we had Thanksgiving. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Then we come back and we record, and I had an absolute stinker. So I'm hoping to get back on track. It's driving me crazy that when we record, don't do so hot. So I was back. I clawed back to 50-50 on the season. Last week was not good. I think I was 5-10 or something like that. So yeah. So hoping to bounce back, hoping to get it going. Very excited about this week. I actually really like this slate. Last week we were saying last week's slate is pretty hard. I like some of these
Hard.
matchups. It's big time right now. It's playoff implications. It's
This is a huge
seeding.
week, bro. It's a huge week. We're in the middle of December, and these games matter. We're recording a little bit late this week. It's Thursday night. The Thursday night game is still going. We both had Vegas, so we're gonna add that to our cards. Baker Mayfield stinks. It's at 6.5. No problem.
It's crazy that Las Vegas was a 7-point favorite against anyone, but the Rams are so bad. To your point, Baker Mayfield's been less than a couple days, so no
Can't make us
problem.
fumbles.
Yeah.
It's tough. All right. So 1 p.m. Sunday, huge slate. Let's just start off with the New York Jets because we have to. All right. You got the Jets background. I have the Jets in my background. I was in Minnesota last week. They're plus 9.5 again. Again. Same exact spread versus the Buffalo Bills. This time in Buffalo. So I guess it's a little bit more respect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is a weather game. We're getting into late December. We're playing in outdoor stadiums like big boys, not like Victor the Clown Viking playing Twister during his game. We're in outdoors. There's no mascots. We're playing football. Von Miller's out this time
Yeah.
for Buffalo. Poyer, I think, is going to play even though he hasn't practiced until yet. It says rest, but who knows? He has a second elbow. I don't know what's going on there. Matt
Yeah.
Milano not practicing. He's been good after our game. All of a sudden, he didn't get hurt on the field, but he's been out with a knee. I don't know if he's just nursing it or he's holding on. They have a couple other injuries too. Also, like Phillips. On the other side, Trey White's good to go.
Yeah.
It's going to be raining pregame, snowing during the game, raining after the game. It's gonna be a weather game. I can't believe it's 43.5 for over under. Definitely hit that under. This is the real time you have to hit the under, not when it's snowing before the game. It has nothing to do with anything. This is gonna be snowing during the game. I love the New York Jets in this game. 9.5 is absolutely insane, dude. 9.5 is really crazy. Like, I'm not gonna make it a best bet, even though I it is a best bet of mine. Like plus 9.5 is crazy. It is a best bet. I'm just gonna not make it a best bet of mine, just so I don't like fall to my ground. But the Jets lose by double digits, I would be shocked. I would actually be shocked if they lose by double digits.
Yeah, it begs the question, which is like kind of crazy to say, but how many double-digit losses do we have on the year?
Probably just one, right? The Cincinnati,
Two. The
Baltimore.
Ravens, and Cincinnati.
All right, that's fine.
I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, I'm with you. Plus 9.5. I at first made the best bet. I took it out because I found a couple other games I liked, and also too, I was like, it's just too much of a homer pick.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
I'm
I
a
love
little
the Jets,
blinded.
dude. I would be shocked. Like honestly, it would be crazy if the Bills won by 10 or more. I would be
Yeah.
like, wow, the Bills are absolutely amazing. They deserve the bye week, really, if they could beat this Jets team by 10 points or more.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about the Bills injury report a little bit. How does the Jets injury report looking?
All good. All good. We know about Max Mitchell, the right tackle,
Yep, out for the
who
year.
is on NFI with some blood clots. He's out
Yep.
for the year, maybe career.
Okay.
Hopefully he's okay in like life. But they got LDT, Louvernay Tardif,
Yes.
the doctor, he's back. But we have the right tackle good to go. We have the left tackle good to go. Dwayne Brown and Font. There's a flu going around the Jets
Yeah.
locker room, which is the issue here. Michael Clemens is the only guy though that didn't practice today.
Oof.
Everybody's back. We need Michael Clemens. He's a nice guy to have, especially in the nice bitter cold, to smack somebody. But Michael Carter's back. A little bit more good news there,
Yep.
for the Jets. Dude, dude, they give up 18. They average 18.6 points that they give up. All of a sudden, the Bills are gonna win by 10. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Mike White's got a touchdown or more in him. So yeah.
It's a pseudo best bet.
Yep.
It's a pseudo best bet. I don't want to do it for the people, but dude, I love the Jets and tease it too. Do everything to it. This game is a tough one, man. Still, it's another interdivision game. This game matters more than a lot of people think. This is the 5-7 Cleveland Browns at Cincinnati Bengals. Line sitting at 5.5 right now. Moved up from 3.5 to 5.5. I don't know why. I don't know what happened that it moved like that. What do you think about this game?
I think that the Browns win. Right.
I agree, but I mean, that is the exact opposite of the narrative right now. Right now, the Cincinnati Bengals have beat the Chiefs 3 times in a row. They own the best team in the league. They're on the comeback. Joe Mixon's coming back this week after a 2-week hiatus. He looks like he's good. Chase is back. Burrow has it,
Yeah, but
he's looking
isn't
good.
it? But isn't that's all nice and dandy? But isn't it Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals have never beaten the Cleveland Browns? Right, they're 0-3 lifetime, or 0-3 or 0-5 lifetime. I think against the Cleveland Browns. I don't think Joe Burrow's ever beaten the Browns, which is crazy to say because he kicks the shit out of the Chiefs.
Which
So
is that is a funny trend.
yeah,
Um
so give me the Browns plus 5.5. I mean, if they're not going to win the game, I'm getting 5.5 points. I feel like that's
so I okay,
stealing money.
so it's actually Cleveland has won the last 5 games against Cincinnati. Cincinnati last time they won was December of 2019, so probably like one of the last weeks of 2019.
Yeah, Joe
Before
Burrow was
that,
in the middle
again,
winning a national championship when that was going on.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then the 3 years after that, Cleveland also won the game straight up.
Yeah, so I mean, give me Cleveland. This is actually my first best bet of the day. Joe Burrow,
Yeah,
they
all
just
right.
don't beat Cleveland. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just like don't get up for the game. It's a divisional game, so maybe just Cleveland goes a little bit harder. I think Cleveland looked okay last week. I had Houston because I thought Deshaun Watson was going to sink, and this Houston defense and team was going to come to play. Houston defense did not come to play. You tried to warn me about it. The Browns had, what was it, 2 defensive touchdowns and a punt return touchdown? Like they didn't
Dude,
score
they
any.
played unbelievable last week. They
They didn't score any offensive touchdowns, but I think they were able to get 3 touchdowns or something like that. I think it was something weird like that. So I think Cleveland, if Cleveland's defense can kick it on, I think Cleveland has a shot at a playoff spot sitting at 5-7. It's crazy to say, but if their defense can get going here, Nick Chubb, we know how good he is. Their run game's legit. And all Deshaun Watson has to do for the first couple games to try to get him to the playoffs is just be a game manager, is be Jacoby Brissett, which is so sad to say, but that's all they really have to do. He has to make a couple plays, and that's it. So a couple plays with his legs, maybe. Not anything crazy. He doesn't have to make a 60-yard pass. So I like Cleveland. Like I said, it's my first best bet of the day. They do not lose to the Cincinnati Bengals, and they're getting 5.5 points. And everyone loves Cincinnati.
Yeah, so everybody loves Cincinnati. That was a big one for me. I did not realize that the Browns own Cincinnati like
Yeah.
that did never cross my mind. That's a trend that you just brought to my attention. Very intriguing. But one thing I did agree with you, that you said that was definitely my number one point here is I'm obsessed with the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers week 18 being for the playoffs. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with that. I am on a mission for Deshaun Watson versus, this Pittsburgh Steelers team for the last playoff spot. Like I don't know. I just have this weird feeling. Also, in some, yeah, I'm not gonna say the division is in play because of Cincinnati now, but I don't think the Ravens might not win another game might not win a game for a while. So we'll
Yeah, we'll
we'll
see.
get to that for a second. I'm gonna double best bet this. I'm going with you on the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson is actually gonna be really good. Like, I know he has off the field stuff. I know he had a bad first week. It's very predictable that he was going to have a bad first week back. He hasn't played in 2 years. Doesn't know the team. He was all in his feelings with Houston, even though he said it didn't matter. I can't believe he said it didn't matter that it was Houston. Dude, come on. Like, just say, like, whatever.
Yeah.
This is a big game in Cincinnati. Everybody loves Cincinnati. This is my double best bet here. Give me the
The
Browns.
double
And let's
best
just
bet did not go good for us last week, John. So
who was it?
Tennessee,
What happened in that game?
they got absolutely smoked. They
All
got
right.
absolutely smoked by the Eagles.
All right. All right. Before we get to that game, let's stick with this division here because the entire division is playing.
Yeah.
All right, in the AFC. So we got the Ravens plus 2.5 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers at home. They have a tough injury report right now. What? They have a tough look right now. I have a feeling though everybody's gonna be up and ready for the Ravens game. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't think anyone's missing this game besides Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is definitely missing this game. Huntley's playing for the Ravens. I love Pittsburgh, man. I absolutely love Pittsburgh. I don't know what else to say except this is my second best bet of the day. I
Yeah.
love the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, I'm on this mission though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm on this mission for either Cleveland or Pittsburgh to make this playoff somehow. Week 18 game to be for playoffs, or if Cincinnati somehow crashes, because I know the Ravens are gonna crash. So I don't know. I'm just hoping for some calamity there. Give me Pittsburgh to absolutely kill the Ravens. I want the Ravens to go into panic mode starting next week. The Ravens schedule is crazy coming up, man. And without Lamar Jackson, I don't know what they're going to do. They have the Steelers and then they're at the Browns, right? So again, my mission is going to continue with these two.
Yep.
Tough without Lamar Jackson. And then Desmond Ritter coming to Baltimore. Like maybe the division is in play for the Falcons. We'll get to that in a little bit, but
Oh, yeah.
that's on my mind, and now I'm hyped about that. And then guess what? Last game of the season, January 1st. Oh no, 2 games. Steelers at Ravens. Again, mission for the Steelers. Steelers at Ravens. They're on a mission regardless. And then
True.
Ravens at Bengals. There is a very good possibility that the Ravens don't win another game for the rest of the year. I'm not even joking. They
Yeah.
might sneak one against the Falcons, the bird game on Christmas Eve, but
True.
I don't know. Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter versus Huntley on Christmas Eve. I mean, what a magical matchup.
That's what everyone asked for Christmas.
I like both those guys. I like Huntley and I like Ritter. I think both those guys are okay. I'm very excited to see what Desmond Ritter can do, even though I've sworn off betting the Falcons.
That's a different story coming out of a bye.
Yeah.
But what do you got for this Ravens Steelers game?
Oh, I love the Steelers. Absolutely
All right.
love them. To your point, a -2.5 at home seems a little fishy to me. A lot of money is on the Ravens, which last week I tried to get too sharp and start saying, "Oh, I'm actually going to go with the early money in the week or whatever." Try to follow their sharps. They're betting early. Who's betting on a Wednesday? Blah blah blah. I don't know. I'm in my own head about that. So give me Pittsburgh. To your point, I think they're playing a little bit better, man. I like the quarterback. I like Pickett. I like
Hell yeah.
Pickens. It seems like they're trying to figure it out at running back. Najee looks okay, but if he's not, they got a couple other guys. Benny Snell. Who's my guy there? Warren. Yeah, that I've had him forever. And he just can't get 10 points. I'm trying to put him in the flex spot, but I can't do it. So yeah, give me Pittsburgh. And to your point too, like TJ Watt and the injury report, all that stuff, dude, it's the Ravens week. These guys are playing. They're going to go hard. So give me Pittsburgh at home by a field goal.
All right. You mentioned the Titans. I asked you what happened last week. It was our double best bet. They're at home versus the absolutely putrid Jacksonville Jaguars, catching 3.5. And honestly, this might be a little disrespectful for the Titans that this isn't like 6.5. I mean, as putrid as the Titans looked last week, it can't be worse than the Jaguars. Like Jeremy Schapp, where are you at? Trevor Lawrence, bro. This is the worst organization. No matter what they do, they just suck week after week after week. I know this is gonna come bite me when we're on a Thursday night or Jacksonville lives. Jacksonville lives in London and lives on Thursdays,
Yeah.
and I know that they're gonna come and give us a hard time, but I don't think they're gonna do anything to the interdivision Titans team. I think the Titans are gonna absolutely kill the Jaguars. I'm not in love with it. I'm not gonna make it like my best bet or anything like that. But this is a little disrespectful, especially coming off a loss for the Titans. They need to put this division away, man. They're gonna kill the Jaguars. 8-5. Start closing the door in this division and start looking forward to the playoffs.
Dude, I felt the same way. I thought, people were saying last week if you're, watching other people and stuff, and I agree with it too. I think you said it on here. When you're expecting the Titans, that's not when the Titans win. The Titans win when no one's expecting it. So I think last week everyone was on the Titans. Everyone was talking about, oh, it's a great pick, oh, blah, blah, blah. And they absolutely puked all over themselves. Jaguars kind of the same thing. If you remember 2 weeks ago, Trevor Lawrence,
Yes.
amazing comeback, great.
Yes.
Let's build something to build on, a young team, all this stuff. Then last week, laid an absolute dud. I'm going back with the Jaguars here. I absolutely hate the Titans.
He's zagging. This is the definition of a zag.
I'm chasing, I'm zagging. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm hoping I'm picking the right team. I just don't think either of these teams are very good. I think it's a divisional game. I think the Jags play tough divisional games. They give the Colts problems. I mean, who knows what goes on against Houston. So I just think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be weird. Titans are 7-5. Jaguars are 4-8. Like, it's just one of those things. The NFC South, the AFC South, it's just one of those things where those seem like destiny for everyone to be in contention in the last 2 weeks of the season because all the teams are so bad. The Titans have no passing game. That's what happened last week. They have absolutely no one to throw it to when Treylon Burks got hurt. It's just like, what are we going to do? Robert Woods, who was good 6 years ago? Or, Westbrook or Nikita Westbrook, whatever his name is. Like, I liked him. I took him in a lot of best ball leagues. I was like, oh, he's going to be the number one wide receiver. Even if Robert Woods is going to get here, he's getting some attempts. I mean, Tannehill has fallen off a cliff from last season. I don't know if he's just in his head about those 3 interceptions against Cincinnati or what, but there's absolutely no pass game. They don't have A.J. Brown. That's probably the reason why the GM got fired. It's probably the reason why the pass game sucks. I just don't like the Titans, man. I don't, even though it's Tractorcito season.
That's about to say.
I just don't like them.
It's Tractorcito season. But, so looking at their schedule for this year, they've won every single game that they're supposed to win. I would say arguably, maybe not except for the opener on 9-11 versus the Giants, so they lost 21-20. Besides that, they've won every game they're supposed to and lost every game they're supposed to. All right, they've beaten Vegas, Indy, Washington, Indy, Houston, Denver, Green Bay. All right, all teams that they should win. Yep. And they lost to, again, the Giants we talked about, but then Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, Philadelphia. You know what I mean? Like they win the game they're supposed to, and they lose the game they're supposed to.
Yeah, and again, they've won those games, but if you look a little closer at the scores, there's a 2-point game against the Raiders, a 4-point game against the Commanders, a 7-point game against the Texans. Like, some of those scores are pretty close. Yeah. So they're winning those games for sure, but again, a 3-point loss to the Chiefs. Like, they're right there with a lot of these teams. The only game they really got blown out was last week against the Eagles when everyone was
It might be the Eagles, though.
And
that's what I think it's more of the Eagles than it was the Titans, and I think the Jacksonville Jaguars absolutely stink. But I do also think the Lions are very good. But we'll talk about both of those teams right now. Let's start with the Eagles.
Okay.
And this is my third best bet. This is my Greg special. Don't think, just bet. Greg, hear me out, man. And I really want to pick your brain here. I want to see if you agree with this. The most disrespectful injury report of all time, was today set by the Philadelphia Eagles. They had 10 players out with rest. It's Thursday. That's the most disrespectful. They are not even remotely worried about this Giants team. This was a game that I was pinpointing for a long time. Like the last couple of weeks, I would say. This is going to be a big game for the Giants. The Giants play the Eagles twice. The Commanders, Eagles, Commanders, and then they got the Eagles of the last game of the season. Right? Like the Giants could win the division here, if they don't.
Yeah.
The Giants stink. All right? the Giants are already looking ahead. This is a look ahead game for them. At the end of the day, they're not worried about the Eagles. They're not thinking about the division. They're worried about the Washington Commanders next week. And when you go down and you start looking at their records, they're going to be 7-4-1 when after the Eagles win this game.
7-5-1.
7-5-1. They're going to be tied in the conference. They're going to be tied in the division, and then it goes to point differential. Like we're playing World Cup tiebreakers.
Yeah.
For the Giants Commanders. That's the game I think they're going to be looking forward to. So I absolutely love. We saw the Eagles dismantle the Titans. The Titans are one of the best teams in the AFC. They're the third best team in the AFC. No.
No.
Who's the third?
The Titans are the
Who's
third
three?
best team.
Who's three?
I would take the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Bills right away.
So the Bengals are the three.
I think we're better than the Titans. I think the Miami Dolphins are better than the Titans.
All right. Okay. What do you think about this game?
I like the Giants. I just think it's a divisional game. I haven't given up on the Giants
Raining.
Yet, even though
does that matter to you?
What?
Raining all day MetLife.
Doesn't matter too much to me if it's not too windy. But either way, if it is windy, if it is raining, I think that helps the Giants. I don't know if you see like on TikTok and stuff the clips and the videos of Devonta Smith when it's like raining out and stuff like that. I think last season
with no shirt.
No, he's like playing. It's like while they're playing, like on the sidelines, like in the huddles and stuff like that. He's like, "Damn, I can't get dry." Like he's just having such a tough time with
it's gonna rain.
He's like, yeah, he's like, I get it. Like he has like a southern. Like it's so funny these guys and stuff like that too. Like he's an Alabama kid, southern boy, and he's just talking about the rain. He can't get his hands are wet. He can't get them dry. He's trying to get a hat and stuff like that. So I think it helps. I think the Eagles are high powered. I think with AJ Brown and Smith, even Quay Watkins and stuff there, I think they're high powered. So if you got rain, if you got elements, if you got wind, I think that all helps the Giants. The Giants are a ground and pound team.
Saquon popped up today with the neck.
Yeah. The way he plays, I think he's always going to be banged up at some point throughout the season. It's just inevitable. But they got him, and they got what does Saquon call Danny Jones there, Vanilla Vic. Mm-hmm. He'll be running it too, DJ. So, as long as he's not turning the ball over.
Eagles are a scarier team than people give them credit for, man.
Yeah, and they just don't have any receivers, so they're not going to be throwing the ball. So, I don't know, 6.5 points. I think it's just a weird game. I think the Giants keep it close.
This is so disrespectful. The 11-1 Eagles are 6.5. All right, I love the Eagles.
They're on the road in the division, man. It's tough, and the Giants are backed into a corner. To your point, if they don't,
I think it's at 7 now. Does that matter to you?
Yeah, I like it even more. I like that 6.5. I love it at 7. Yeah, let's make it 7 if that's what the line is.
It should be 7. Everybody's on the 93% of the money and 62% of the bets on the Giants.
Yeah, don't.
And
like
it went
that.
from it opened at 5.5. Now it's at 7.
Don't like that.
This is the easiest. This is one of the easiest games of the week. This is not even gonna make a red zone. All right. What am I missing pick of the week, Greg? And I need you to explain this to me because I was there. I was in Minnesota. I saw them. They killed us. Whatever. Mike White should have beat them. 1-6 in the red zone. I digress. Berrios can't catch. Plus 2.5 at Detroit. And we talked about the Detroit Lions versus the Jaguars. Detroit Lions. You love to talk about quarterbacks. You ever talked about the boy Jared Goff, man? Top 10 in almost every single QB stat there is. You cannot find a QB stat where Jared Goff is not top 10. Let me ask you a question. Which running back has the most touchdowns in the league this year?
Is it Josh Jacobs? I saw tonight he's leading the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, but that might not be for long. I think he broke his hand. If you're listening now, go grab Nick Chubb for that.
Yeah.
But it's not Jacobs. I'll give you another guess.
Who scores a lot of rushing touchdowns? I don't know.
Jamal Williams, bro. The backup running back for the Detroit Lions leads the league in touchdowns. The Detroit Lions, they have a terrible defense, yes. Their offense
How many touchdowns do you have?
11.
Slow year for the running back, I guess. 11's not a ton.
He's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
Detroit's good. This is the what am I missing pick of the week. The 10-2 Vikings are plus 2.5 at Detroit. They're dogs. They're dogs on the road. What are we talking about?
I don't know, dude.
I love the lines here, bro. What am I missing? This makes no sense to me. This is my rat parlay. Like if I do a rat parlay, this is going to be leading my rat parlay. Take Detroit.
Yeah, and all the money is on the lines. 92%. It's like, is Calvin Johnson coming back that we don't know? Like,
Jameson Williams is coming back. Is he going to be the new Calvin Johnson?
I mean, no. I was about to say eventually, but
no. I think man eventually will come back. He came back last week. He played like 10 snaps. He's gonna play more this week.
I was looking because I was just like, is Kirk Cousins like hurt? Is Justin Jefferson hurt?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. To me, I think it's the easiest pick of all time. All people talk about is how the Vikings are frauds. The Vikings are frauds. They suck. They're the worst 10-2 team of all time. If you look at point differential, if you look at yards, Kirk Cousins sucks. Yada yada, blah blah blah, all this stuff. They suck. People are gonna say that. It's like you and Golden State last year. Golden State stinks. They stink. They're gonna do all the way
1 year
to
off. Always 1 year off. I've started to realize that with everything, bro. 1 year off. If I was talking that smack right now with Golden State, you'd be like, how'd you know?
People are going to talk about the Vikings being overrated all the way to the NFC Championship, and then when they lose the NFC Championship, they're like, see, I told you. It's like, dude, you lost out on 17 weeks of making money. I'm making money. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5. A best bet, my second best bet of the day. This is so easy. It's crazy. The Detroit Lions are good. I've been saying it off and on all season. They're good enough to cover 3 points against anyone. The Vikings, we should have had them last week. We are way better than the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions.
Joe Schmo pick of the week. This is the Joe Schmo pick of the week, bro. I'm telling you. We're going to be talking about this. Let's mark this down. We're going to be talking about this. This is the Joe Schmo pick of the week. All right. Last 1 o'clock game. A game that I wish was more of a real rivalry. The Houston Texans, the 1-10-1 Houston Texans are catching 17.5 at Dallas. I mean, these basketball teams hate each other. It's such a fun rivalry, even though they haven't been both good at the same time for a while either. 17.5 is insane. I don't know. The only information I have on this game is Sims is coming back. Dave Sales to come back and play quarterback from Stanford. I like him. He said he had confidence that he's going to be fine. He knows he's a good quarterback. I wonder if that benching did him any good. It's tough to get a running game going versus Dallas, but if Dallas doesn't care, they suck. You know what I mean? Like they play to the other team's level. They're definitely one of those teams. You know what I mean? Like if the team stinks, they kind of play to them. But they're 9-3. They're not frauds.
Yeah, and they play to their level until the fourth quarter, and then they throw up 30 points on you, or whatever they did last week against
That was
Indy.
insane. That was such a bad beat. And if you look at that box score, it's not even close to a bad beat. That was such a bad beat, dude. I thought that game was easy.
Yeah. So that's why all of a sudden this line jumps to 17.5 points. Might be the highest spread we've ever done on this show. I think this is the third year we've recorded. I don't know if I can remember. 17.5 in an NFL game? When do you see 3 scores? 4 scores? Or depends what you do. I mean, 2 touchdowns and a field goal, you're still not covering.
Yeah.
17.5 to me, this is... it's kind of a reverse, but I'm still trying to do it. This is a hold your nose and take Dallas. You're not out of it until you're out of it. We saw it last week with Dallas. You could be tied up going into the fourth quarter, and they could put 30 on you in the fourth quarter. This is a high-powered team with 2 great running backs, and Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott. Good enough offensive line. Dak's playing well. CeeDee Lamb's legit. People always talk about top 5 receivers, top 10 receivers. CeeDee Lamb's never involved. I don't know why. I mean, the cast they have there, I like that Noah Brown kid. I like Michael Gallup, even though he's kind of in and out of the lineup with his injuries. I can never start in fantasy, but I digress. 17.5 points. Hold your nose. You're not out of it until you're out of it. Pick of the week.
All right, going a little reverse on the hold your nose. I like it. All right, that does it for the 1 o'clock. Let's jump to the 4 o'clocks. Let's jump to my hold your nose, and this is a traditional hold your nose, and this is where last year Greg would be in a huge pickle, where you're trying to fade the Chiefs in every way you could find, but at the same time you're also trying to fade Russell Wilson. You got Russell
True.
Wilson at home against the Chiefs, division game, plus 9.5. And before you tell me this is an easy game because Russell Wilson stinks, Denver lets up no points, bro. It's crazy. Nobody scores on them. So I don't know. They're giving up 17 points on average this year.
You know,
Kansas City,
on average though, but teams score more. There's a couple games where they've like shut people out because what's the stat if they scored 18 points a game or whatever it is?
they
It's
would
like
be
they'd be like
undefeated or
9 and
something.
2 or something like that. Like they'd be like unbelievable. So
Well,
maybe
nope.
they are just landing on 17 every week.
Well, literally week one was 17, 17, 16, 16, 9, 11, 10, loss 23, 32. 32 was the most they ever gave. That was to Vegas, week
What
four.
week 4?
9, 12 loss, 16, 19 loss, 9, 16 loss,
Yeah.
21, 17 win, 10, 17 loss, 16, 22 loss, 10, 23 loss, 9, 10 loss.
Yeah, I mean they definitely.
Disgusting games, bro. If Russell Wilson
I was
could
saying
do
like three of
anything.
those games that you just listed were on prime time. Uh, um, they don't let up a lot of points. They suck because they can't score. I've never seen anything like it on an NFL team. I've never seen like anything like it in my life. They cannot score the football.
Yep.
There have been teams that have been inept on offense and bad on offense. The Denver Broncos are taking that to another level. I mean, if you look at some of those stats and some of those articles people write, if the Denver Broncos like keep up this pace, it's like they will have the one of the worst offenses of all time. I think I saw the stat last week where it was like Russell Wilson has 8 passing touchdowns on the season. I don't know if that was entering last week or coming out of last week. Peyton Manning had 7 in his first game in Denver. Like that's they thought they were getting the second coming of Peyton Manning, another version of Peyton Manning. We're going to do the Peyton Manning thing all over again. Rally the troops, get the guys together. This defense is legit. We're going for another Super Bowl. And they got Russell Wilson. The Russell Wilson, we all knew who he was. If you listen to this podcast, listen to what I've been saying for 2 years. He
Might be the
stinks.
worst. Might be the worst trade in NFL history.
There's a chance. There's a chance
No,
he goes
no,
down.
yeah, like Herschel Walker, no problem.
Yeah, and especially once we see what Seattle does with the picks and what they're able to get out of it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's going to be insane. Even the players they have, like I'd rather have the players that they have right now. Like Noah Fant's
yeah.
producing for them. Like so, to me, yes, their defense is good. I don't know if it's good enough to hold the Chiefs under 17 points. I think the Chiefs are going to score. I think the Chiefs are good. I think Pat Mahomes kills Denver. It worries me a little bit that they're in Denver at being 10 points, 9.5 points. That's a lot of points, but still, I think,
McManaman, bro.
yeah,
You could hit
yeah.
those 65
I mean, yeah,
yarders against the
he gets
Chiefs.
you 4 or 5 field goals, and it's only 9.5 points. You're kind of worried, but I just don't think they're even good enough to hit 4 or 5 field goals because I don't think the offense can get it to the 50-yard line. It's crazy. I like the Chiefs, obviously minus 9.5 in this one by a lot.
No, I like the under in this game. Tampa at San Francisco. San Francisco starting Purdy. Listen, we watch a lot of Purdy in college. He's all right, but I don't
Oh,
know if he's
this
ready for
was my
Tampa.
one of my missing pick of the week, and now I remember it's Brock Purdy. I forgot about that. So I was like, why is it only 3.5 against Tampa Bay? They suck.
So now can it be the other way though? Like you're seeing what am I missing? But like, dude, 3.5 against a backup quarterback, Tom Brady. Where have we
Third
fallen,
string
bro?
too.
That's tough, bro. I honestly think that Tampa's gonna kill them. I think this is the easiest game of the week. I'm not making it my best bet because San Francisco has the number one defense in the league against Tampa Bay, who we saw. But listen, man, there has to be we gave props to say, or at least I gave props to Sam Darnold for winning games with Adam Gase and the whole host of coaches that he had to deal with. I'm starting to think that Tom Brady winning against Todd Bowles' every wish, through his actions, actually might start being a plus for him. I love Tampa 3.5, man.
I was looking up real quick. What was Todd Bowles' best record as a Jets quarterback? Did he get 10
It
wins?
Can't be more than 5 wins.
Oh, no. He had one good season. He was 10-6 his second year.
Oh, nice.
His first year.
First year makes sense.
Yeah, 10-6, taking over Rex's team, and then absolutely destroyed it. 5-5-4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 4. Yeah. Those are
absolutely destroyed. Those are his teams. 5-5-4. So shout out to Tom Brady. I never thought I'd say those words in that order in my life. 6 wins with Todd Bowles, the most ever for a team that I count. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy that no one saw this coming. You and I talked about it all season as Jets fans. We know Todd Bowles. That's why I can't pick Tampa Bay, dude. I think that, Tom Brady versus Brock Purdy is maybe one of the biggest mismatches in the history of the NFL. But I think Todd Bowles versus Kyle Shanahan is right up there with it. I think they're going to get the ball to McCaffrey. I think they're going to get the ball in space. I like San Francisco in this one. I think they're going to make the playbook small, make it easy. I think this defense is going to rally and come to play. Tampa Bay had 3 points for the majority of that game last week against the Saints defense, which stinks. That Saints team stinks. I absolutely hate that Saints team.
DeMario Davis, though.
I'm tired of their shit, John. I bet them so many ways this offseason, and they absolutely stink. I hate Andy Dalton with all my life. But back on this game, I like San Francisco. Like I said, I think this defense is going to come to play. I think they smell the division. I think they smell a good seed in the NFC. So their defense knows they're going to have to show out with Brock Purdy if they're going to get it going. Dude, and they talked about it. They had clips and quotes of Kyle Shanahan in this offense talking about Brock Purdy in the offseason. He was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft. They kept him on the roster. They kept him on the active roster and everything when they needed him. He came to play. They won that game last week against Miami. That Miami game was pretty close, I think, when Garoppolo got hurt. And they were able to keep it going. So I like San Francisco minus 3.5 here. This was one of my missing pick of the week. It still is one of my missing pick of the week. But it makes a little bit more sense why it's 3.5 with Brock Purdy starting for San Fran.
Breaking news.
Oh, no.
Baker Mayfield just won the game with 10 seconds left.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
A nice little tutty to Van Jefferson. Shout out to Van.
I almost said on here earlier we should. When it was 16-3, I was like, dude, we should bet at 7 because it's so perfect that if they scored a touchdown, they would cover by a half a point or a point or whatever, and they ended up coming back and scoring 2 touchdowns to win the game.
17-16 right now at the kickoff. All right.
Shout out Baker.
Let's get into
what's that? Do you know that Lil Wayne video? Sorry, go off a little tangent here. You know that Lil Wayne video where they're talking about the top 5 rappers on something, and he's like, "Who's on the list?" And he's like, "Eminem." He's like, "Okay, yeah." Jay-Z. He's like, "Okay." He's like, "Was I on the list?" He's like, "No." They're like, "Okay." He's like, "No problem." Drake. He's like, "Yeah, Drake makes sense." He's like, "Gucci," and he's like, "Gucci who?" And he's like, "Gucci Mane." And he's like, the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, shout out Gucci. Like, shout out Baker. Like, shout out Baker. Just keeps it rolling, man. Keep making those commercials. Keep scoring those game-winning touchdowns, Baker. Shout out Baker. Doesn't make any sense, but dude, he's leading this Rams team. Let's get it rocking. I got them plus 10 or more wins. It can't win, but I'm happy for him.
Oh, Derek Carr interception to seal it.
Oh, Derek Carr, top 10 QB.
I think that's Jared Goff for you now, man. You gotta pick up the Jared Goff now.
Yeah, he replaced Tannehill on my list of top 10 quarterbacks.
Oh my god, I can't believe we were talking about Tannehill last year. You should have just never said that.
Number one team in the AFC.
All right, this is the best game of the week. I know nobody wants to talk about it. The 2 best quarterbacks in the league: Sam Darnold versus Geno Smith in the Ultimate Jets Bowl at 425. Whew, this is a sick game.
You want my life? That's both these teams.
Blue
Mountain State. You want my life?
I just want the over. That's all I want. I want 38-35 to be the final for this game.
Both
Six touchdowns each.
Both these teams want to be the Jets so bad. They just take our players. They trade for our players. They want to be the Jets so bad. It's crazy. Yeah, I hope so too, man. Geno Smith's was rolling me to a hopefully championship in our Dynasty League. I talked about Geno Smith early in the season. I had some backlash. Geno Smith's come to play. He's going to be comeback player of the year. Great story.
Not the Jets have anything to do with it.
Yeah, true. We got them coming up in a little bit. It's going to be good. They looked a little flat last week against the Rams, but they ended up winning that game anyway. They just didn't cover the 7.5. Here, I do think they cover the 3.5 at home. They got the 12-man. Carolina on the road. Sam Darnold, some reason, just doesn't seem like something that's gonna have success.
Come on, Greg. He's dirty. You see that touchdown?
He's rolling all over the place. Just, I don't know. I like Sam Darnold. I hope everything works out for him there. But you cut Baker Mayfield and he goes and wins back-to-back touchdown game-winning drive in the fourth quarter. That doesn't look good for your organization. I don't know. I just think Carolina's just in a weird spot.
All right. This is hard for me. The thing is, Seattle has no running game now. With Kenneth Walker hurt, they have Travis Homer, and they can't stop the run. Like, that's a dangerous combination for a football team. I know Geno Smith, it's a fun story. They're 7-5. Metcalf is a beast. Lockett's good. They could throw it around.
Yeah, what's his name? Devonta Foreman for Carolina. I think he's hurt, though. I think Chuba Hubbard might be getting the start this week.
For Carolina.
Yeah, check your fantasy rosters. Yeah, and then same thing with Seattle. Seattle, they got 4 running backs hurt. So I agree with you. Neither of these teams can really run it. That's why I love me some Geno Smith.
I'm taking Sam Darnold with the hook.
Oh, you're disgusting.
I love Sam Darnold. All right. The boy who always could.
Dude, he was the prince that was promised. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out
He's
Game
a train
of
that
Thrones.
almost could.
He was the prince that was promised. It was Sam Darnold, USC. Yeah, he throws a ton of interceptions, but boy, he can play. Damn it, he couldn't.
Fell to me, my arms. I was at a bar.
Suck for Sam paid off. We did it.
Giants pick Saquon like dummies.
Everyone was happy when we
Everyone was happy when
we beat the Rams. Everyone was happy when we beat the Rams. We lost on the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. We'll never be there again. I hope you all enjoy Zach Wilson.
Trevor Lawrence stinks. All right, Miami, Sunday night.
Is he starting this week?
Yeah, he's starting.
Oh, all right. Well,
is Mike White on that team?
Other guys not. Yeah, it's true. Fuck. I forgot they don't have a Hall of Famer as a backup. I forgot that. You're right. My bad. Let's go on to the worst team in the league, the Miami Dolphins. Disgusting.
-3.5 Sunday Night Football at the Chargers, flexed in because of the playoff implications. Super playoff implications for the Jets.
Yeah.
We talk about how we want to tie. Honestly, I think this would be the worst thing for the Jets. I think they would both get in the playoffs because I think people keep joking around about that. No, we need one team to lose, okay? Because we need one team to fall off. If they're tied, the Jets are going to be the team to fall off. So, other than that, Miami looks terrible. Okay, every time people tell me Miami looks good, you tell me about the Titans. Miami looks terrible, man. Their offensive line stinks. Tua stinks. I'm back on he stinks, man. I don't trust him at all.
They have one thing and one thing only. These freaking Miami Dolphin fans. I see them on Twitter. I see them on YouTube. I see them in videos. I hate them all. They have one line and one line only. And you know your team stinks when you're down to one line and one line only. And the one line is, when Tua plays a full game and is healthy, the Dolphins are good.
And it's 3:47 exactly when the game ends. Eastern time.
Guess what, Miami Dolphins fans? It's the NFL. He's going to get hurt. Everyone gets hurt. It's an anomaly if you play a whole season, you don't get hurt. So your whole team, 53 other guys just stink all of a sudden when Tua gets hurt. No, your team sucks, and he just masks it by underthrowing wide receivers all day. Your wide receivers are really good. That's what it comes down to. Everything else, I mean, I like this Mike McDaniels guy, dude. He's growing on me a lot. It's driving me nuts that I like him, but I like him because I think it's going to be bad. I think
I'm
it's
a
gonna be.
certified hater.
I'm never worried. I like him as like a little kid brother. Like he's doofy, he's cute. He's never gonna do
I'm
anything,
his
and
number
I'm
one
okay with
hater.
that.
I can't stand him. Even though pretty much if I was in his position, I would act exactly like him.
Oh no way.
Dude, he's like walking
No
around
way.
the sideline making jokes, doing all these things, having a good time. Like
I would not be doing that. I'd be Mike Tomlin. You see that Mike Tomlin clip?
I would not be like
I would be
Mike
like
Tyler.
that. Trying to work.
That
That
was so
would be.
you're not working, bro. You're like walking around. I would definitely be more like McDaniels in that
No, is he
aspect, making
joking with this
jokes.
guy? He's like, oh, tell me if I'm crazy if I'm gonna throw the ball every time this drive. Tell me if I'm crazy. It's like, dude, we're not 12. Like, calm down. That's why I'm not worried about Miami. Tell me if I'm crazy if we throw the ball every time. It's like, yeah, you're crazy. You know you're crazy. That's why you're saying it. Just shut up and throw the ball every time if you're gonna do it. Like, I would lose my mind if I worked with that guy. And he was like an authority figure. I would lose my mind.
That's actually mad funny. All right, I like the Chargers here. It's gonna screw the Jets, but I like the Chargers. 7-6.
I do too, but I'm honestly worried about the Chargers. Are one of those
Don't worry.
teams. Miami is
Greg-
one of those teams too.
Greg, you're worried about the Chargers? That's the best thing. That's the best thing that could happen. The second you think the Chargers are good, the second you think they're gonna
That's
make
good.
the playoffs,
That's a good point, John. That's a great
the
point. I
second
like
you
what
think
you're
they're
thinking.
gonna come back and rally,
No,
don't worry. Do not worry. Do not fret.
I
The
have no
Chargers are
faith.
here.
Let's start with that. I have no faith in the Los Angeles Chargers, but I'm taking them plus 3.5.
Yeah, they're gonna. I like them, especially with the hook here. Staley versus McDaniels is a funny little coaching duo.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. The New England Patriots at Arizona. I'm gonna tell you what, man. This is basically a pick 'em 1.5. I oddly love Arizona. Oddly, very oddly. It's Cliff Kingsbury versus Belichick, which scares the absolute hell out of me. But I like what Arizona actually has to offer against this Patriots team. The only thing that really worries me, of course, is Matt Judon. Matt Judon's been quiet the past couple weeks, and he's in a really good mood. This week, he's like playing with McCourty shorts, like wearing different shorts, leaving the press room, he's too comfortable this week. I don't like that. That means that they know they're about to absolutely kill Arizona. They saw something. They know. Don't like that. But I just don't trust them. So I'm going to go with Arizona here at home. And this is I don't even call it line in the sand. This is my red permanent marker for Arizona. Arizona loses this game. Do not even ask me about Arizona the next couple weeks. Don't even, I don't care what this, it could be it could be anything you want. If they don't win this game, I hate Arizona already. So if they don't win this game, I'm officially absolutely done with them. I don't even want to think about them again. I'm completely off of them. Fire Cliff Kingsbury. Kyler Murray stinks. DeAndre Hopkins, I don't know. Whenever he plays is good, but he doesn't always play. I don't know. That's how I feel about this game. I like Arizona. What do you got?
I like it. I like it, and I'm strictly going New England because I think every time I pick New England, they lose. And I do it for the fans. I do it for the Jets. I do it for everyone out there. I like New England this week. I just think that it's like Bill Belichick versus Cliff Kingsbury. We talked about ultimate mismatches. That's an ultimate mismatch. I mean, what's going on with the Cardinals, Arizona this year is so weird. They started out so good last year. They kind of fell apart at the end. I mean, this year they give the quarterback there, Kyler, the large contract, and he just seems like he's like barking at everyone, yelling at everyone, like he thinks he's like gonna be around long term because he got the contract, where he doesn't know if these other people are gonna be around long term. So he feels cool just yelling at Cliff Kingsbury from the middle of the field. He's yelling at DeAndre Hopkins, like, dude, DeAndre Hopkins is like 10 times the player you are. Just calm down. Stop being so short. But I just don't know what's going on with Arizona. It's honestly insane. So I just think New England's a better coach team. I think that their offense scares me a little bit, but I'm not worried about this Arizona defense. The only thing that worries me a little bit is Arizona's defense. The last time I saw them on Primetime, they were absolutely shit pumping the Saints and Andy Dalton. So I'm a little worried that Arizona's defense just like comes to play in prime time. Other than that, I like New England every which way. So give me New England -1.5.
All right, and that wraps it up for our full slate. Greg, you want to start us off on our teaser?
Oh, with my teaser? Sure.
It's up to you. What do you want to start?
Let's start with Hail Marys. Let's start with Hail
All right, what do you
Marys.
got?
I got my Hail Mary in front of me, and I absolutely love it. It's plus 6,800. It is the Minnesota Vikings, the Cleveland Browns, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the New York Jets. Plus 6,800 if you take out the Jets, because you're a little worried about me being a homer, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Plus 1,400. All those are underdogs. Minnesota's an underdog. Cleveland's an underdog. The Chargers are an underdog. I think all three of those teams have a chance at winning this game outright, like we talked about today. The other one I was looking at there, throwing in the Jaguars, but I'm going to stay away from that. So again, plus 1,400, the Vikings, the Browns, and the Chargers. And if you believe in the Jets like me, you can bump it up to 6,800 to throw the Jets in there.
All right. So for my Hail Mary, and it's only a Hail Mary because I'm picking a lot of games,
Okay.
is not, I don't think it's as crazy as it could be. All right. So 7 legs. We got the over in Minnesota, over 51.5. The under in the Jets Buffalo, under 43.5. Steelers money line, Eagles money line, Browns money line. The under in the Broncos, 43.5, and the under in 49ers, 37.5. That's plus 8,500. 8,580. Let's just call it 8,500. You put $50 on that, you win yourself $4,000. Put that in right now. Done. All right, what do you like for your teaser?
For my teaser, I like, and again, you could throw the Jets in there if you want, but without the Jets, I like in a 6-point teaser, the Cowboys -11.5, the Chiefs -3.5, the over in the Dolphins Chargers 46.5, the under in the Ravens Steelers 42.5, and the over in the Vikings Lions 45.5. That's plus 33. Not incredible, but again, we're trying to get a winner here. I think I'm back to even on my teasers now because I hit one earlier in the season. My Hail Mary parlays. I'm back to even. I don't think I've hit a teaser yet this year. So I'm just trying to get a winner here in the last few weeks. If you throw the Jets in there, the Jets under 49.5, it gets up to plus 500. So that's what I'll be doing. Again, that's a 6-leg teaser, a 6-point teaser. Cowboys -11.5, Chiefs -3.5, the over in the Chargers 46.5, the under in the Ravens 42.5, the over in the Vikings 45.5, and the under in the Jets Bills 49.5. Plus 500.
All right, so I'm on the same 6 legs teaser plus 500 because that's the standard for 6 points. Got the Broncos 15.5, Panthers 10, Tampa plus 9.5, Chargers plus 9, Browns plus 11.5, Jets plus 16. Easy plus 500, honestly. Put 100 on that. Let's go.
Love it.
All right, let's go to the full slate. And let's get out of here.
Perfect. Another great episode, another great week. Very excited for these games.
Make sure to like and subscribe for us on YouTube and leave us a 5-star review. It makes a world of a difference.
Let us know your best bets below.
1 p.m. Jets at Buffalo. Buffalo -9.5. What do you got?
Jets plus 9.5.
Browns plus 5.5 at Cincinnati. What do you got?
Browns double best bet plus 5.5.
I'm with you on the Jets. I'm with you on the Browns. I'm scared. You got the Houston plus 17.5 at Dallas. What do you got?
Hold your nose and take Dallas -17.5.
I like Houston. Vikings plus 2.5. What am I missing at Detroit Lions? What do you got?
I like the Vikings plus 2.5.
Best bet of yours.
My second.
I like the Detroit Lions, and what am I missing? With the Jaguars plus 3.5 at the Titans. What do you got?
I like the Jaguars.
So disgusting, weird game like the Titans here. Tractor Cito season. Eagles -7 at the Giants. What do you got?
I like the Giants at home plus 7.
Best bet of mine, Eagles. This is going to be an absolute rout. Ravens, Huntley, plus 2.5 at Pittsburgh. What do you got?
Pittsburgh minus 2.5.
Same. That's my last best bet of the day. Chiefs, minus 9.5 at Denver. What do you got?
Kansas City minus 9.5. My third and final best bet of the day.
Oh, we got the forces are colliding. You have a best bet against my hold your nose. Got your hold your nose and take Denver. Second best defense in the league. Speaking of defense, speaking of best defense in the league, the number one defense, San Francisco 49ers at home. Minus 3.5 against Tampa. What do you got?
Give me Mr. Irrelevant in the 49ers minus 3.5 at home.
That's crazy, but I get it. Best defense, so I'm taking the hook. We got the Jets game of the day. Sam Darnold versus Geno Smith. Geno Smith minus 3.5 at home. What do you got?
I love Seattle.
I love Sam Darnold. Plus 3.5. Miami, Sunday night at Chargers. All these games matter for the Jets. It's so annoying. What do you got? Plus 3.5.
Crazy. Chargers plus 3.5 at home.
Same Monday night. Bill Belichick's going to be playing the Arizona Cardinals and Cliff Kingsbury. Pretty good quarterback in college. Yeah, pretty good backup at the Jets. Plus 1.5. What do you got?
Patriots minus 1.5 on the road.
Disgusting. Give me Arizona. And that wraps it up. Thank you for listening with us. Let us know if you made money off us. I know you're listening. You guys text me. Let me know what you got. You guys message us. Direct message us. Let us know what you got.
Yeah, Winning P Weekly on Twitter. You can find us there. You can find us anywhere podcasts are available. Like, subscribe, leave a review. And as John's saying, let us know what you guys are taking this week. This beautiful Week 14 NFL slate.
We out. Let's go Jets.
Jets, Jets, Jets.